Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me tonight are JohnnyHellcat,
Hello.
Adam.
Hello.
Jen might be back or not quite yet, so I'll say Jen. If she says hello, then I'll give her time to say her hellos. If she's not back quite yet, I'll roll into. So you might realize that we're on a different channel tonight. That's because the main Minions channel is currently dealing with a community guidelines issue. Apparently, we said some naughty things on the Wednesday night show that they decided we aren't allowed to stream, but the Minions have, each of us have our own channels, of course, as well as we are bringing up a backup channel that should be ready to go tomorrow or the next day. So,
Hold on. Can I say two things? One,
go for it.
I think it's funny that um, we got struck down, and I'm sure we'll go into it later. But I think it's funny that we got struck down. One that it's like, holy shit, yeah, we're noticed because know nobody, no insignificant channels aren't getting struck down for this shit. But the other thing is, I like the idea that even though they struck down the minions, the main zoo, so to speak, like the zoo in itself is closed, but the good God, the exhibits are running amok,
Yep.
and we are live, baby, we're live. So it's like they might have blocked the main zoo, but the show must go on.
Yep, they barred the front gate, but thankfully we have the side doors, right?
There you
So
go.
the show will go on, and tonight it is on my channel. Tomorrow it'll either be on the backup channel that we're pulling up, or it'll be on Harry's channel. We'll have to play it by ear to see which way he goes with that. So keep an eye on both Harry's other channel as well as the Minion-related Twitter accounts, because the Minion-related Twitter accounts will be where we pop out that link for the new stream, as well as on our Discord. So if you're on our Discord, you probably saw that it shilled me for the stream tonight, as well as it should stream everyone else. We'll have to double check, but I think it should, at the very least. Someone else will slap the link in there
Yeah.
for everyone to find.
Honestly, I would say that joining the Discord channel would be your best bet in getting all the updates, current updates of the zoo happenings.
And as per usual, that link to the Discord is down in the description for this show. But other than that, I think I heard Jen return.
I did. I didn't want to interrupt you, though. And I was checking to make sure that I had shared the stream, and I had. It's good to see people are noticing that. So,
Yep. So I'll give Jen her chance to say her hellos, and then I'll finish out the normal introduction.
well, hello, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody. I had a pretty interesting day. The last couple of days have been pretty interesting. But we could talk more about all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then, just to finish out the standard introduction, now that I've introduced the minions with me tonight, and of course, as it is a Friday, I'm the keeper for the night, Sanguine. And if you're surprised that it's me tonight, first off, keep an eye on the schedule. Second off, how the fuck did you end up on my channel to find out that it's me keeping, and then be surprised that it was me keeping? Bit strange, that. But otherwise, how are you guys doing tonight?
Wait, who was surprised that you were hosting?
Hypothetical person that I made out of the thin air.
Well, I did shock Terry that I was hosting yesterday.
True.
Well,
But just the fact that it was on my channel instead.
Yep.
But
Well, I know Hammer's trying to shill everybody out. So, like, I know because you I think you guys switched a couple times last month. He was trying to keep track of it. So I don't know if maybe that was part of it too. Because Hammer's nice like that. Like he wants to try to make sure everyone kind of knows. Because you know, couple of our streams are at different times.
Hold on. Hammer.
It's pretty
Tried to
nice. I
do
know, right?
that.
It's a shock.
Yeah, but then isn't he also the one who got us the strike?
I don't know. That's what's frustrating.
Oh man,
Like, he
Hammer,
thinks-
come on, man. What are you doing, Hammer?
He thinks it's him, but you know he's kind of a gentleman. So it's like the thing is I'd really like to review the tape, and I'm really disappointed with YouTube because it's like I honestly don't think I did anything wrong because we were reading off of the news that you guys consider to be the truth, but you know, but I can't review it, so I don't know. I have no idea what was said that was wrong.
Yeah, for the very cursory glance over so that people kind of have an idea of what might have been the case.
You know, because I don't
Our
mind
best
reflecting.
Our
I don't-
best bet right now is that it was when a CDC or a bit of information from the CDC was read off, which contradicted the WHO, but also if you read the WHO when it contradicts the CDC, that will also get you bopped. So that is our best bet, but we aren't 100% sure because YouTube told us fuck all about what got us bopped.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I think a lot of people are slowly going to flee YouTube. Just
Yep.
like they're slowly fleeing Twitter. And I'm okay with it. At best, my understanding is we might need different networks or something to host because I wouldn't trust I wouldn't really trust Google or anything related to Google. But I get the feeling the movement's going to happen. And it's the same with Hollywood. I hate to break it to these people, but people can only take being nagged and tied to imaginary boxes for so long before we just get tired of it and do our own thing. And that's kind of how you get a cultural split. Good job. I mean, we've already had one, but
Speaking of, I found out why Hollywood and a number of other people don't really ever do business in, I think it was Kazakhstan. Did you guys hear about the story from Kazakhstan?
What, the Russian troops and the paratroopers?
Nope, that's from Ukraine, isn't it? That information came out of the...
No, I think
Or is there also Kazakhstan with that now?
Kazakhstan. Yeah, at first
Okay.
it was peacekeepers and then paratroopers.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard that part. What I had heard about is the Kazakhstani, I think pedophile it was, that got castrated and now he's petitioning the government to get rid of chemical castration as a punishment. And they've effectively gone, no, fuck it. In fact, we've done it to 11 more pedophiles. Fuck you guys.
Damn.
not only are we going to do this, we're going to do it way more now.
Yeah. That was effectively their response of, oh, you think that it's cruel and unusual? Well, it was cruel and unusual what you did to the children, so fuck you.
So, do they have a name for this, for the new channel? Because I have a few synonyms that I've been looking up.
So what we're currently going for is we have MotZ, and I think it's streams rather than streams, just trying to make sure that they don't find us as easy, but it is MotZ streams. Okay, let me pull up a
Wait, what do you
spelling of it. Like I said, we have the secondary channel that we're trying to set up as a backup.
Yeah, like Arc version 0.2, right?
It's in case this happens again, effectively.
Yeah.
So let me go to the channel.
So we can see
Copy
if
this.
we're looking to stick with the name that kind of goes with it.
Oh god, why do I feel like there's like already 4 of them already built in the side of Mount Rushmore and shit?
Flunkies of the menagerie.
It's like- yes, but why don't you pick what flower decoration is going to be on those? Like, oh fuck.
Oops, that went to that. Never mind, that's the wrong link. God damn it.
Wait, so it's the end of the world? Oh my god, it's the end of the
Okay.
world.
It's the
No, hi. God damn it, I can't delete it from this one, so let me...
That song's gonna get stuck in your head.
Come on, why the fuck are you doing this obnoxiously? I had it a second ago, and now it's going
Motz.
junky. Yes. Oh, did that link actually take you to the proper one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had to copy and do the right click.
Okay. Yeah, it started going janky for me for some reason, and it is still going janky where it isn't actually loading the page up right. But if it worked for you, I'm going to assume that it's something janky on my end rather than something janky on everyone else's, especially since it looks like we now have a couple subscribers over there. So I think we're good to go on that front.
One would be me.
Yep.
Yeah? Nice.
And
Welcome
like I said,
aboard.
that will be our oh shit backup for the time being, it sounds like. And then, like I said, we have our individual channels that gives us another level of backup. So really, in order to kill the zoo, they would have to kill like 30-something channels.
Damn, wait, so are we like Hail Hydra?
Kind of. Where you lop off one head and suddenly a shit ton more pop up.
Yeah. But I was thinking more like, is there an opposite where it's like, yeah,
Was
there-
this the
you-
real
you just-
Hercules when that's like Hera who sent that shit? Because that shit was messed up.
Wait,
Say
did
again?
Hera? Wait, did Hera?
Oh yeah,
send
Hera was a
out-
bitch. I mean,
Hera
I feel
sent
bad
out
for
the-
her. I feel bad for her. I do, but she was a bitch.
No. If you're going to feel bad for any of the Grecian gods other than Hades, the
Uh-oh.
only one that you should feel sorry for is
Hephaestus.
poor fucking Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on. Did you guys see the video that I saw of Hephaestus?
I'm not sure if I have. What was the video that you saw?
Son of a bitch! Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta.
Take
Yeah,
your
give me
time.
a second.
Take your time. I like this kind of stuff. I went through a bunch of documentaries the last couple of weeks because
No. And this is a a YouTube channel, a history YouTube channel that I follow, and they do really good content. And surprisingly, oh, and there's another thing I gotta that just looking through my history. I was like, oh shit, yeah. They got for this a really good artist to do the artwork. So Sanguine, I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay. Once you send it to me, let me know because I'm currently just finishing up a saute of bacon and mushrooms in my kitchen.
Ooh.
Because I am making part of my dinner tonight, which is bourbon bacon mushroom saute.
oh yeah, that's a thing too. I'm just pointing out that I forgot to sub to Sanguine, and that's a shame because I thought I had, and that could be YouTube just deleting that shit because YouTube does that kind of stuff. But if you guys are watching and you haven't subbed, you probably should because he's a really good cook.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yep,
Sanguine. I don't know if that was YouTube or me, but still, I'm
No worries. I have a handful of cooking videos on my current channel that this is on, as well as if you are inclined to be the nervous sort, a couple minions requested that I put out my old school EMT calming technique, which if you're the nervous sort and you need something to help kind of calm you down, give it a listen, see if it works for you. If it does, fantastic. Save it. Use it when you need it. If not, well, hopefully we'll find something that does work. But that was the method that I used when I was an EMT. Anytime that I had a patient that was going through panic attacks.
Man, I probably could have used that shit when I was a kid.
Yep. Yeah, each time that I did it in person, it seemed to work, and a couple of the minions that requested that I recorded have said that it has become one of their go-tos when it comes to them feeling overwhelmed. So perhaps it'll work for you as well. One of the advantages of my fucking weird work history. But yes, we were talking about Hephaestus, and you said that you sent it to me, Adam? Or are you still looking for it?
I think he's still looking.
No. Yeah.
You sent it.
Oh.
Okay, so let me... Ooh. Nice, you also sent me a Yorg Sprawl.
Yeah, dude. Did you see the...
Dude, I love York.
that guy... but yeah, no, go with the...
Let me show you its features. Yorg is fantastic.
Yeah, Hephaestus, though. I don't know. Are you able to show it, like stream it, or? Do you just go get in trouble? I mean, we've already been struck, but hold on, this is your channel, so I don't want your channel to get struck.
I don't think that we could show it in full, but what I can do is I can pull it up, see if I can get it set up so that it'll show us the... Let's see, what would be a good frame to show, and then I'll toss the link in. That looks like a... Let's see... Shall we do a full-grown Hephaestus with his forge hammer? Let's do a full-grown Hephaestus with his forge hammer as the shot to show. Share screen. And Chrome tab. The strange origin of Hephaestus. Click that. So this will allow us to see the artwork that you're talking about. And I'll even toss a like on it right now. So that's the artwork. And then the link to that video, I'll toss in chat for anyone that's interested.
Yeah, these guys do a good job of crafting good stories about historical mythologies and stuff. So
nice. I'll have to check them out. But yeah, the origin of Hephaestus is ridiculously fucked when you actually read into it. Do you guys know the origin of Hephaestus in general?
Yeah.
You do, because you just shared that video as well. But Johnny and Jen, do you guys know?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to give a... Oh, you don't know the origin of Hephaestus, Jen?
I don't think I do. It's one of those ones where I've been following a bunch of these guys, but like I'm finding the names. It's not that they blend in. It's just sometimes the guys are talking about the Roman version, and sometimes they're talking about the Greek version. I'm like,
the
fuck you guys.
Roman
pick
version is Vulcan.
Okay.
The Grecian is Hephaestus.
Okay.
Do you guys want me to give the quick description, or do one of you want to launch into your quick description?
Take it away.
Go for it, dude.
So, Hephaestus is the son of Hera. You might notice that I didn't mention another deity that he is a son of, because he is just the son of Hera. He has no other parent.
Oh, is he
But-
the super metalworking dude?
Yes, he is
Okay,
the
okay.
forge master of the gods, the smith god, the artisan
Yeah, I know that
god,
one.
the god of creation. Yeah,
He is
all of
great
those.
Jesus.
And Zeus, being the son of a bitch that Zeus was, and being the cheating son of a bitch that Zeus was, when my wife just gave birth to a child. I haven't fucked her in a while. I've fucked a bunch of humans, but I didn't fuck her. She must have fucked someone else. Fuck this baby. And he hurled the baby off of the fucking mountain.
Well, that's the nicer version. Some versions say it was Hera who did it. Because he was so fucking ugly.
Oh, most of them have it where it's Zeus is the first one to hurl him off the mountain.
Well, somebody's hurling this ugly ass baby off the mountain.
Because-
Poor guy.
A good chunk of them, he starts off and he's not hideous to begin with. Then he gets hurled off a mountain, gets fucked up in the fall, becomes a cripple, and his face gets bashed in effectively as he falls. He's then not given any sort of succor or treatment, so he heals all messed up. So he's the only Grecian deity, from my memory, that ends up stumping around with a limp the rest of his life, as well as being just messed up physically from the fall. So he is the least attractive of the standard Olympians, and also the only permanently crippled Olympian. He then ends up learning how to craft shit and is found by the gods because he starts crafting some absolutely amazing shit. He gets challenged by the gods in a bunch of ways. He ends up having to deal with them. He tries to join them as a fellow Olympian. He gets tossed off Mount Olympus again. And then he ends up running into Hades, and Hades is like, well, I have a bunch of fucking Cyclopses that do the smithing for me. Do you want to, like, come live down in the underworld? You can oversee the Cyclopses, and all you guys can make some cool shit for me? And he goes, okay, and ends up living effectively in the underworld the rest of the time. Not truly in the underworld. He ends up making his own volcanic home. So when it came to the Roman tradition, they tended to say that he lived in Vesuvius. And then he was the one who forged the lightning bolts along with the elder Cyclopses. And you guys know the difference between elder Cyclopses and the younger Cyclopses, right?
Yeah.
For those who don't, elder Cyclopses were of Titanic origin. Younger Cyclopses were the progeny of Poseidon, also known as Neptune. Elder Cyclopses, really skilled smiths. Younger Cyclopses, kind of prats, and one of them gets blinded by Odysseus.
Like a noob.
Yep. And then starts crying that nobody has blinded him, and causes Odysseus to get fucked over even more by Poseidon than he was already getting fucked.
You know, I was just thinking about that is the recent Ranting Monkey is Odysseus sailing away from the island as the boulder giant tosses boulders I'm blinded. Ah!
That would mean that Ithaca is now in Michigan?
Well, no. I mean, come on. We don't know exactly. He still doesn't he still have to go? Um, wasn't the Cyclops before the witches?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
And-
he still has a whole nother place to go.
They were well before and well after, depending on which part you're talking about, of him being in Ithaca, which was, of course, Odysseus's native home.
Well, all right. So Odysseus being ranting monkey, and then blinded Cyclops being boulder guy who likes to throw boulders.
Boulder Boy, Matt Jarbo.
Whoa, I didn't say it.
I kind of wondered where you were going with that, but I wasn't gonna say nothing because
I was gonna say-
I'd say it. Fat Jarbo.
Yeah. The guy
mean-
who used to have a channel, and honestly, I think most of the people who follow him only really follow him because he still does stupid shit like this.
It does seem like a stretch. Like, why would you attack ranting monkey and say that he wants to bang AOC? It's so.
Like, the dude has been on streams with Monkey before multiple times. It's not like he's never talked to the guy before. It's not like he doesn't know that Monkey absolutely adores Lady Monkey. There is no other woman for him. Like, he might make judgment assessments on the looks of women, but
Well,
making a
let's not
mistake-
go too far. If he had the chance to fuck a midget and she okayed it, he'd fuck a midget.
Wait, who?
If
Monkey?
Lady
Monkey.
Monkey consented to it.
Yeah, no, yeah, monkey.
If
would.
Lady Monkey gave the go-ahead for Monkey to fuck a midget, he would absolutely fuck a midget.
Yes. But that's different. Like, the midget's
One
going to
of
be
the
an
cheeks.
adult, you know? Like, the midget's going to be an adult, not like
Yeah,
a child.
trapeze artist and shit.
Either left or right cheek.
You know, whenever Monday does stuff like that, it really makes me look at him a little bit harder because usually he's self-projecting. He really is. So it makes me really kind of look at him and be like, you know, are you looking at the young girls like that?
See, the thing that really should have shocked any sort of sympathy for Monday Matt was beyond his catastrophic fuck-up that caused his fall from grace in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
When he called Satsu effectively
Yeah.
just a bitch boy to Monkey and Scribe.
Wait, he did what?
Yeah, him and Sophane.
Yep.
Or on my
Sophane-
never-ending, I
Wait,
suspect
what?
you're a little bit racist too there, buddy.
Sophane and Matt Jarbo
Mhm.
effectively said that Satsu was just kept around as damn near a pet to agree with Ranting Monkey and
That was
Scribe.
in his defense. That was more Jarbo than Fane, but
Fane jumped
he-
in and
he-
agreed with it when it was
yeah.
said.
Oh yeah.
Jarbo
Oh.
was the initiator and Fane co-signed.
Yep.
How long ago did this happen?
It was
It was a
last
while
year,
A while ago?
maybe a year and a half ago now.
Before
It was after the
Uh,
meltdown.
Yeah, it's the one with SDA too.
son of a bitch. See, you understand why I keep saying that we need to start writing this shit down? We need to fucking write this in a fucking book. I don't understand. We need the histories so we can understand what exactly is happening in the histories of our culture.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Mr. Adam. Like, for stuff like this,
Mr. Adam.
the only reason I remember it so well is because I do view myself
were
as a
there.
friend of Satsu. Like, I am actually pretty protective of
Hey,
people I consider to be
hey.
to
I'm
be
a-
friends of.
I'm
I
a
know you
friend of
are.
Satsu.
I know you are. But
So
like
you
when
might-
I heard that, and I got the implication from Sophane and Mundane Matt that they were implying that my friend was some kind of a C word or some kind of a house N word. I was kind of
Yep.
like, you know what? Fuck you. If I ever see you on the street, man, I'm gonna tell you to your face. I think what I think of you.
Well, that's honestly that's just a double slap in my end because I don't like not noticing this type of stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Mike, I don't follow these things, so I'm
I
I'm
don't
like
either. The only reason I know about it is because of Satsu. The minute I heard about it, and yeah, I did see it on the Twitter. I was just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck about your history on the internet. It's all done for me. After that, I was like, nope, I don't need to know who you are.
it was on Twitter because I
Yep.
don't think I ever saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Twitter where they effectively said that Satsu was just a enslaved yes man. Shall we phrase it that way?
It was
Doesn't
ironic.
make it any better.
It was ironic.
Yeah,
It doesn't make it any better, but it avoids the no words that will get us slapped.
Well, the irony of it is the stuff that they were complaining about is stuff that tons of black conservatives say. Like at the time, I'd actually been deliberately following different black dudes who were conservatives on YouTube just to confirm that, like, yeah, that was true. Like this was some of the stuff that Satsu was saying is kind of common. Like, does it vary? Yes, because the guys were from different states, so yeah, it varies. The story does vary, but the common threads were still there. And I was doing that because I'm an outsider. I'm not an American. It's not even just a black to white thing. This is actually a complete cultural thing. And every state is a complete cultural thing. Like, it is.
We are a union of very different states. One might almost say that we're the United States.
It's why I was doing that, because it's actually doing my own fucking research. And I don't follow them all. They weren't all entertaining. They weren't all Satsu. Like, I adore Satsu. But Satsu's also a friend of mine. Like, he's had me on streams, he knows my sense of humor. He's cheered me up a few times. I was there the day his baby was born. I consider him to be a friend. So the idea that somebody's gonna call him that, I'm just like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yep.
I don't blame you, Mr. Adam, though, because Twitter's kind of like that. Like, it's so easy to miss a fight or miss something and not know about it, and then find out about it afterwards to be like, wow, I didn't know that about this person.
Well, hold on. I mean, honestly, it was like it's because I did see like the good stuff that he'd posted, so it wasn't like I was outside of
Yeah.
like it wasn't like he like just dropped off the earth, but holy fuck, dude, that's some bullshit on Sophane and Matt. Like that's some shit, dude. I wouldn't have. I don't know.
Considering back in the day, like, I'm gonna be generous to Sophane. I'm gonna be really generous. Say 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Satsu would have still considered Sophane to be a friend, someone he didn't agree with, but somebody he still considered to be at least a friendly acquaintance online. And I'd say the same even with Mundane. Maybe not as well as Sophane, because my understanding is he's chatted with Sophane more often.
It doesn't matter how chummy gooey you go. Like that's just
Yeah.
a weird take to go.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
That's just that's one of those things where like you're just a caged monkey.
But that's kind of what
drawn
I mean.
out. It's like no, that's what they did. That's
yeah.
If what you're saying is true, that's
yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
think
gross.
they lost in an argument, and they did what men who are not manly do, and they went with that. They went that route.
Yep.
AKA the bitch route.
Yes.
Yeah, and this was after Jarbo's initial fall, where he was, no, I've never reported any channels. I've never done anything like that. Okay, Matt, here, you can show who you reported. Just share your screen. No, I've never done it. Yeah, so just show your screen. Give me a moment. Matt, show your screen. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Matt, it's been like 10 minutes. Show your fucking screen. And him just trying to weasel his way out before finally, after undoing a lot of his reports, he couldn't undo all of them, showing his screen, and it still showed a fuck ton of them. And everyone was going, okay, you do realize that you just destroyed your entire channel right here now, don't you? And that was when he did his heel turn and went from being someone who was in what was at the time known as the community to trying to go, you know what? Fuck anyone who isn't woke. And that went over like a lead balloon.
It's
Okay,
not
hold on. Did they really say that? Like, because I'm honestly, I'm not gonna. I really don't want to have to fucking dig into this, but did they really?
Yeah, they
Did
did.
they really say this shit?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they called
About
them
Satsu?
Yeah, they covered it on a Lords of the Ring, Lords of the Night. I keep calling them Lords of the Ring. They were for me, the Lords of the Night. But yeah, they covered it on Lords of the Night.
But
The night when it happened.
said that shit about Satsu.
Yep.
Son of a fuck, dude. Yeah, no, fuck that, dude.
Well, it's
I
not
can't-
just
no.
that. It's not just that Mundane Matt had destroyed his channel, because he's always had multiple channels. The problem with Mundane Matt is he destroyed his credibility.
Unbelievable.
He destroyed his credibility with the whole flagging thing, because he'd been lying the whole time. He got caught out in lies, and ever since then, the thing that he keeps doubling down on isn't so much that he went woke; it's the part where he keeps lying. He keeps lying, and the thing is he's bad at it.
Dude, I don't care if you're woke or nothing, but dude, to say such racial shit about Satsu, that's where I fucking like. Come on,
he's
dude.
a slime
like,
ball. He's gonna take any angle to get
that's
himself back
not-
up the rip. You know,
You're gonna sit there and you're gonna sit there. Okay, I'm gonna flank you by using racial fucking epithets. Like, dude, bro, that's low par. I can't.
It is
go
absolutely
fuck yourself.
disgusting.
You're,
It is
that's
absolutely
not.
disgusting, but it is.
You want to have a discussion. You want to have a fucking argument. That's one thing. But to go sit there and dude, go fuck yourself.
Yep,
Oh,
it's the
man.
last redoubt of cowardice.
Fuck that.
well, this is what a taste of power can do to certain people.
Power. These people don't
Yeah.
have power.
That's
They're
basically.
fucking small humans.
I know they are, but you got to understand that to the average human mind, where you're thinking that you're the human of your own story, you're the hero of your own story. In his mind, he was on the outreach to going somewhere, and you know, he might have been because he was kind of a middle ground guy. You know, Mundane Matt was kind of the middle ground where people were like, well, he's kind of a lefty, but at least he's willing to talk to conservatives. He was that guy. But lack of credibility is a minute people leave you, especially on the internet. That's why so many people spend so much time trying to come back. And he's a double downer, which is why a lot of people, I think, still follow him, because it's funny at this point. It's like, let's watch this guy continue to lie.
This is probably why he clung on to Monkey recently then.
Well, yeah, because Monkey's his own interesting dude, but he's charismatic.
Good God, look at these people. And fucking like E3 or H3 fucking clinging on to fucking Joe Rogan. Look at these people. What the fuck's going on?
Oh, and that was fucking hilarious. You guys, of course, all saw what he was claiming, right? He was claiming that he was healthier than Joe Rogan,
Oh yeah.
and that they had the same exact body shape. Meanwhile, in order to prove that they had the same exact body shape, he pulled up a picture of Joe Rogan, who is a barrel-chested son of a bitch. But you could see the abs on Joe Rogan, even though he's barrel-chested and has kind of a punch. He has the fighter/lifter punch, where it's still ripped as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he showed a picture of himself, and his is just this sagging sack of shit, effectively. And he was going, see, we have the same exact body shape. The only difference is the clothing. And I'm going, you don't have fucking six-packs on your keg.
He is not at all the same. Like, his arms are flabby, his legs are flabby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Joe doesn't have any of that. Like, yeah, he maybe has still a little bit of a pudge around the waist, but like, even then that goes down. Like, I've seen him in different photos, you know, like that could. I'm not sure which ones are the most current ones, but the most current ones I've seen, like, yeah, he tightened up.
Part of the reason why he has that kind of punch look in the picture is it's him from the ring.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that you make it so that you can take more hits to the stomach is you kind of tense up and force out. So it's almost like you're pushing your stomach forward.
Okay.
As you're doing it, and tensing up your abs as well.
Yeah.
Because it makes it so that if someone punches you in the gut, you're now able to soak up more hits to the gut than if you aren't flexed and if you aren't pushing out like that.
And, you know, honestly, the quickest way to dispel the equation that Ethan Klein was trying to do is just, Ethan, if you made that same pose without your shirt, you'd clearly see that you're not doing the same thing that Joe Rogan's doing. Yeah.
Well, you got to understand that the boy has lost his golden egg because Trisha Paytas married his wife's brother, and she's no longer willing to work with him because she was basically bringing in the cash. I don't doubt it.
Wait. Mm-hmm. Trisha Paytas. Mm-hmm. This is the same lady that was arguing with him before?
Yeah, the frenemies.
Okay, so wait, so I'm just we're gonna keep this.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't particularly care for her either. I know I don't trust her.
I'm just trying to build a family tree here. Real quick.
Yeah.
So Trisha.
Yeah, she got married to his. She's now an in-law.
Wait, no, to his who?
To Gila's brother.
Yes.
Gila's brother? Wait, she married Gila's brother?
Yep.
Holy shit. So dude was apparently harassing this lady, and then all of a sudden she's married to his sister's fucking.
That's why there was a bit of a stink because Gila and Gila's mom don't like Trisha Paytas.
What the fuck?
Also, and I don't have any proof of this. This is just my female intuition kicking in. But I wouldn't at all be surprised if Ethan wasn't trying to half bone Trisha, because she plays a bimbo character.
Oh shit.
He's just trying to thumb it in.
I know.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. This is stuff I don't have legit proof of. She's never.
I was going to go someplace else with that. With the half bone, and I was going to bring up. Well, if it gets sufficiently heavy, it can sometimes get a bit hard to get fully erect.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not meaning to spread rumors where I don't have proof, but every time I would watch the two of them together, like he. Yeah, he I'm sorry. He's just he creeps me out a little bit. I'm sorry, he really does. Like in the past he wasn't so bad.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but he was absolutely like, this chick is a bimbo, and I'm like, you realize that's a character, right? That's a character trait.
It's half a character.
I mean, yeah. You know what I mean? Like she plays it up. Like, I mean, I don't doubt she's a little bit of one. That's why she does it so well. But and yes, she is ignorant.
Well, I
She
mean,
is.
it's bad enough that her own parents don't like her.
Well,
But
we don't know that.
I
think it's on the record.
You can, I mean, if you want to put money on it.
I wouldn't at all be surprised. Like if you got the guy to be honest for the first time in his life, like say Harry Potter was a real thing and they had the potion that forces you to tell the truth.
Wait, there's a potion that makes you tell the truth?
In Harry Potter, yeah, there is a truth syrup.
I thought that
3
was
drops,
a hat that gives
3
you
drops, and you're spilling all your deepest secrets for the next hour. But yeah, I don't want to say things that I don't have proof for. But yeah, everything that I saw in the I've never watched his channel. I will never watch H3 because I didn't have any interest in him anyway. But I have watched a couple of people review the channel, like Repsion and some of the meltdowns. I don't watch Jeremy all the time because he does a little bit too much cringe, but I've watched a couple of his and he's a little sensitive too. At least he's honest and aware of it. Jeremy confessed to that. I'm just saying he was aware of it. Like he's like, I'm aware of the fact that I do videos sometimes because people piss me off, but I'm honest about it.
Jeremy also slapped a beer out of Adam's hand once.
Yeah. We didn't have to bring that up.
But it was so funny.
That is actually funny.
So, for those who don't know...
No, because we don't want... Dude, look at all the shit that's going on right now. We don't want to get caught up in this shit.
Oh, this isn't getting caught up in that shit. I'm just saying, for those who don't know, the slapping the beer out of your hands story.
Oh, right.
We were at Mythicist Milwaukee. It was Adam, Inquisitor, Chaos Eve, Skep, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, Adam, Inquisitor, and I are just shooting the shit outside of the main theater where everything's happening.
Yeah, like right in front of the bar, too.
Yep,
Bar.
Just right in front of the bar. We're all drinking, having a good time. And Jeremy, the quartering, is just kind of walking nearby, and he goes to turn and say something, and he kind of talks with his hands a little bit. And he doesn't notice that Adam is right there. He
a lot of it.
palms Adam's beer out of his hand and slaps it to the ground. Immediately starts apologizing, saying, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Here, let me get you another drink. What were you drinking?" And I think he bought you 2 beers, didn't he?
Well, he bought me a beer. I don't know.
He bought you 1? Okay.
Beer, but yes, a beer.
I couldn't remember if he just got you 1 or if he got you 2. But he immediately bought Adam a replacement beer for the drink that he had slapped to the ground. But it was just kind of one of those, okay, this is a story.
Yeah. You know, and what's crazy is right after that happened, I turned around and I started walking, and I think I was walking to head towards Skep.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn to my right and I see Chaos Eve chit-chatting with Blair White.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look to my left and there's the second bar and there's Tim Pool sitting by himself looking at everybody. And yeah, so that was MythCon. Mm-hmm. And then the bomb threat came and we all left.
Yep. We had to evacuate and then we went and grabbed lunch while everything was out of the theater.
Yeah.
Side note to Tim Pool, not that he's actually watching us, but if you ever do, sir, decide to watch us, I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry that somebody did what they did to you the other day, but my understanding is like search warrants don't work that way.
Oh, the swatting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, I don't doubt it was scary. I don't doubt you feel like they were stepping on stuff that they shouldn't have because, you know, your situation is different. But if you had dead people in your situation, they were doing the right thing. I don't think what happened to you was okay, though. I hope whoever did that gets caught and that you can prosecute them to the, you know, to the law.
So
Just
Well, hold on. Two things. You know, first off, Tim Pool had two goons out. Not goons. Tim, let's. I know.
Alpha males.
Hold on. First off, I'm fairly sure that there are some fucking ninjas watching our show. Okay, I'm just gonna say that because there's some coinky dinkies that I've been noticing, and you know what? Fine, let's play ball. I'm ready. You wanna you wanna go nuts? Let's go nuts.
Minions of the Zoo, endorsed by ninjas.
Yes, but what I'm gonna say is, apparently they had two people out in the front that encountered the police, and then informed everybody before. So that's why it was a soft kind of SWAT. You know, everybody was like, "Whoa, why wasn't there like people with guns?" It was because they had people out in front. You know, they're probably just chilling, hanging out. You know, it's Tim Pool. He has a skate park and shit.
Yeah.
But fuck. What was the other thing? God damn it! I was thinking about the fucking raid and shit. Now I forgot the second thing. God damn it!
something to do with the warrant, maybe. I don't know.
And Tim Pool.
It's just like I said. Like I don't think what happened to him was okay. I don't agree with that kind of behavior, and it is a scary thing to think about. Like I don't want to think about Tim Pool or anybody who works with Tim Pool getting hurt by the cops accidentally, and I don't want to think about that from the angle of the cops.
Oh wait, yes, that's exactly the second thing. Thank you. You.
Am I good?
Yeah. You rolled it right into. Well, who called in these cops?
And that's a mystery too. Like I don't want to.
Mystery it is. We're gonna have to call in the best team, Mystery Inc.
You know, everyone keeps pointing fingers at Jack Murphy, but I'd just like to point out that Tim Pool has pissed off a lot of people. Also, it's not just him; it's also the fresh and fit guys that are kind of in a little bit of a ruffle.
It's gonna be the janitor in the fucking compound. He's like, I'm so sick of fucking washing these half pipes. I'm gonna fucking swat this guy. He's gonna learn a thing or two.
But
no, if it's Mystery Inc. that you're calling in, it's going to be the janitor. But the reason is that he found out that there's gold underneath the compound.
Oh shit! Yeah, he found
if it weren't for those stinking kids and their stinking dog.
He's like, there's a ancient mound, Indian mound out down there, and he just wanted to build a skate park. But you know what? I'm gonna fucking get this land.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's doing a stream. Have a SWAT team going there.
Okay, so we need to figure out who the Scooby-Doo team is for Tim Pool.
Okay, well, it can't be anybody on Tim Pool's because Tim Pool is going to be the finely crafted Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters that are going to be like, well, listen.
I just figured he'd be the narrator because he takes control over everything.
No. They're the ones. Well, he's obviously going to sit there and be like, you know what? I actually built mounds in my day.
Right?
Back when I was in Chicago,
Right?
when I was skateboarding, I had to build mounds, and we built gold in there. So you know, I have experience. Tim Pool's they're gonna be characters on there. You know what? I would say we should bring back the Mike Tyson mystery. Oh wait,
I was just about to say Mike Tyson's mystery.
Well, we can't because no McDonald's coming. That's not.
And he played the pigeon rather than the ghost, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. And he can't be. And he damn well can't be a pigeon ghost at this point. So. Well, you know what? We'll find it. We'll craft a whole new crew. Who would we recruit? We got to have. Okay, hold on. We got to have the straight guy. We got to have the female.
Why can't the straight guy be a puff instead?
Well, he has a puff on. You know, it's like a chest scarf. You know, it's called a puff. And then we got to have a goofy guy, and then we got to have an animal, and then we got to have a nerdy girl. So
And at least one of them needs to be almost impossible to understand.
yeah,
Fuck it.
the
Let's
straight guy
make
with the Pope. You can't understand him, but he's the leader.
See, I was going to say, as one of the people, in order to have the person that you can't fucking understand, Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh shit, Ozzy Osbourne's hanging out with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't dislike the guy who looks like a hippie, and I feel bad that I keep forgetting his name. It's just he gets ripped on kind of a bit, but I feel like he should play as Scooby. I know he's a
Which
human
guy
and
that
stuff.
looks like a hippie?
Yeah. Well,
He's got the curly hair, got the kind of. I know I'm being mean.
You're describing like a solid tenth of the population of California right now.
Well, he's usually on Tim's streams. He's kind of a co-host, I think.
Oh, okay. What is it, Ian or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, no shade to him. He just like looks like a typical hippie to me. Like if you were to stereotype a hippie, he kind of looks like one. No offense, sir. He's not a bad guy. I just feel like he would make a really good Scooby-Doo. If you were to like make Scooby-Doo a human being, he'd play the part. Scooby-Doo treats and all. Like I could totally see him totally smoking the hookah at a Joe Rogan podcast. I happily see him doing that. Yes, I am absolutely horribly stereotyping hippies.
yeah.
Well,
So for subbing in him instead of a animal companion, then I still say Ozzy Osbourne should be the one that you can't understand. And as the leader, just for shits and gigs, Joe Rogan.
I would do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Joe Rogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Ian, and then who else? We need 2 girls now.
Yeah, because we need a I realized something else. I've been too nice to Tim. You know, I think I know the perfect character for Tim. He's scrappy. Oh yeah, he's totally scrappy.
Especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Tim, but you're scrappy.
With
You're
his
gonna have to live with that.
With his slapping of the desk.
Wait, so are we going with like streamer people? Because that means
With
like
the exception of Ozzy Osbourne, currently it seems that way.
yeah. Well, he's the to pull in the older crowd.
Though I do have to admit, I would watch the shit out of an Ozzy Osbourne stream. I wouldn't understand a goddamn word
I don't
of it.
know, dude. I don't know. I think
See,
I saw a video. I don't know if it's like a recent video, but holy shit, he looked bad. Like
Oh, yeah,
holy shit.
He looks like a walking corpse.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? I don't know if I want to. Well, maybe I do want to.
I have to
You
confess,
know, curiosity would get the best of you.
Yeah.
And you would tune in just to hear that mumble-mouthed man stumble through whatever the fuck he's saying, half drunk.
So to be respectful to Joe Rogan, his feminine counterpart, I would say give it to Sydney Watson.
Nice. Good shout.
I also was going to say I'm kind of limited on the amount of people that I know that are ginger streamers, and I love Eve, but I get the feeling that if I put her in the role of Daphne for this scene, she'd slap me for it. So she'd take the compliment, but she'd slap me for it. So other gingers, you know what? We could always just. I'm not going to ruin Blair White's hair because I love her hair, but you know what? She wore a mask for Tom McDonald, right? So maybe she could wear a wig for temporary sake, and she could be our Daphne.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But does she fit the nerd role for Daphne, though?
You're thinking Velma.
Blair
Oh, am I thinking
White.
of Velma? Okay,
Blair
no.
White for Daphne. Yeah, I think that would work.
Velma's the nerd. Daphne's
Yeah, that's right.
the ginger.
Wait, who did we pick for Velma?
Sydney?
Sydney.
Hellcat went very
Yeah, no, yeah, that
generous
makes sense. Yeah,
with
that
the
makes-
I mean,
looks.
you know what? We could do that. We can make her a sexy Velma. She could be a sexy Velma. She's
Who?
too pretty to be necessarily nerd. Sydney?
I do love the fact that sexy
Hold on,
Velma
hold
is
on.
progressively becoming more and more canon.
Hold on. Well, why did that have to even be noted? Like,
Because original Velma, like
it
she
wasn't like
had
she
no
was
neck.
made to be like a frumpy looking.
Yeah, they did with her. Like I just don't see Sydney as being frumpy or necessarily. I always just dislike that they gave her no neck, or almost no neck.
She had a turtleneck.
Yeah, I know, but
It's to hide the goiter.
Yeah, get outta here.
We know it.
yeah, I was never too keen on that aspect. I was like, give her just at least a little bit more of a hint of a neck. I know she's wearing that, but.
So you're asking for them to make her look a little bit less like Clive Anderson in drag?
Yes, just say.
Hold on. Can Sydney still lose her glasses and be like, "Oh man, I've lost my glasses"?
She could pretend.
I can't do anything without my glasses.
Hold on, this is a producer moment, okay? The producer's sitting there looking at this like, look, my money is resting on this. Is Sydney gonna be able to sit there and pretend that she lost her glasses? I don't think, does she wear glasses? She doesn't wear
No,
glasses.
she doesn't.
No, but she can
She's
do a
perfect.
completely straight read of Dick and Balls.
Well, yeah.
So she has the ability to read the lines without breaking.
Well, I'm not asking. I want her to pretend. Hey, because Velma loses her glasses. Doesn't Velma lose her glasses?
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. That's what I'm
Every
hey,
episode at least once.
at least once. Sydney, I'm sorry, baby. Dollface. You're gonna have to lose your glasses at least once in an episode. So it's gonna go. This is how it is. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this. This is weird.
Yeah, we took this into a weird road.
Tim pulls Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
troops
Wait,
so that they can
no,
find
it's
out
not-
who the culprit was.
Hold on. But Sydney isn't part of Tim Pool's crew.
No, she's not. But
No, but we
neither
somehow-
is Ozzy Osbourne.
She-
Yeah, neither is Ozzy Osbourne nor is Joe Rogan. The only
Nor is
one that
Blair
was
White.
is Ian.
We just made this up out of randoms from the.
Oh, jeez. Well, there you go. Toonami, I don't swim. If you want a new show, hit us up.
No, don't.
Yeah, no, do. Please do.
Seth Green, maybe. We could
Seth-
talk because I've
Seth
already.
Green.
Yeah, Seth Green. You know. Because
Yeah,
they did the
no,
robot
Robot
chicken
Robot
shit.
chicken.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
I
I think what we just crafted is far beyond Seth Green level. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm
no, but
maybe
I'm
I'm
saying
just
he's at
constantly
least
shooting
he's at
for
least
a
edgy
higher
enough to
target.
have the sense of humor to take it on. Maybe
Ooh.
that's the thing, right? Because you're talking Hollywood. His stuff was at least good. He was at least, you know, I'm also just saying that to the makers of Santa's Inc., which is a different Seth,
Oh, my
that Seth Green did it better in 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Wait, did he do it?
Oh yeah, they ripped on Christmas all the time on Robot Chicken, but they did it better in 5 minutes. Just saying.
And it was more good-natured.
Yes.
Yeah, I did appreciate the Jesus jokes that they did. I did. I did not end up having to have one viewed by my very Christian wife.
Mm-hmm.
That did not go over to the best that I thought it was going to, which made me laugh uncontrollably.
Yep. Laugh all the harder.
Because there's a lot of things like I'll show her, because our sense of humor is like everything about us is vastly different, and I think that's what like even her kids are just like, where'd you find this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because when she was describing her to me, when she was describing me to her kids, like it sounded like I was just this like hardcore nerdy guy. That because me and one of the assistant managers, because we met working at when I was an appliance salesman, and me and one of the store managers would just like whenever we had a free moment, we would just completely nerd out about anime.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's like the way you guys kind of have this me group about this one specific topic is just adorable because you're both like intimidating looking guys who are just completely nerding out like innocent teenage boys.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's really funny just like whenever I'm trying to explain something to you guys and like you can see us like trying to cycle like which one she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentioned that to her kids and they're just like, oh great, it's someone we're not even gonna give two shits about. And we met and all of a sudden he's talking about going to a rock concert and I was like, oh yeah, I saw Seven Dust open over in Missoula, and he's just like, oh no shit, like yeah, like totally, like we had stuff that we were talking about. Like I had just picked up the guitar a couple years before we started dating, and he's way good at playing, and I'm still, I can't do bar chords for the life of me, and we got along almost immediately. And then with her daughter, it was pretty much just how we got along is by making fun of her mom.
Nice.
And so, yeah, they took to me pretty well. And yeah, it was.
Yeah, I never got why there's the almost assumption that if you're into nerdy shit, then that's pretty much all you're into.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened when I was in high school. I went from starting varsity football to starting varsity third board chess in the same year. And people found that really fucking weird. Because the third board shouldn't be on the football team, and the football lineman shouldn't be chess team, but why the fuck not? It's fun. But there's this like running assumption that if you're into one thing, then that's what you're into. But no, you can have a shit ton of different interests. Then you don't have to try to turn your other interests into one of your primary. You can just have it be its own thing. And enjoy it for it being its own thing. Which is a big problem now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a big problem now is that a lot of people they do seem to have one interest, and they'll try to turn everything into that one interest, rather than having numerous interests and enjoying each of them for their own thing. Which,
Yeah.
it just creates shittier versions of everything when you do that.
Well, that's like, I remember watching an ESPN thing. I don't remember what show it was, but I just remember it being on ESPN. And this guy was talking about going to a comic book convention.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dressed up as one of the characters from Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like a linebacker for a team. I don't know which one. But yeah, he was fully decked out.
Nice.
And I'm just like, motherfucker, like that'd be awesome
cool.
to be able
Yeah.
to see someone who makes, multi-million dollars a year, and he's like, oh yeah, I spend my free time, cosplaying at anime conventions and shit like that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more to people than just our hobbies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But now, I'd be happy even just getting back to the point where we realize that hobbies are important.
Yeah.
Because currently, it seems like it's difficult. It's a difficult sell getting people to realize there's more to people than skin tone and genitalia. Which drives me up the fucking wall because, no, your skin tone doesn't goddamn matter. What your bits are doesn't matter unless I'm trying to decide, do I want to screw you? Otherwise, couldn't give a fuck what your bits are. But your interests, yeah, those actually matter because that informs me of who you are.
And whether or not we have common interests, and whether or not when we hang out, we actually get along, or whether or not we're going to irritate the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm. But we keep on having people try to make it where effectively the sum total of a person is the characteristics that matter the least about a person.
It reminds me yet again of those creepy 80s cartoons, those little short skits that they used to do, where they would warn us about being trapped on the band line of becoming the same thing, like the same carbon copy, where if at best maybe you're a different color, but you're the same exact thing. And like, yeah, we're turning into that.
Hey, hold on. In all fairness, Canadians had some very different public safety announcement commercials than in America. Just send that out. They were more real. They didn't fuck around.
But yeah, they used to have those little cartoons. They show them in the schools.
Yeah. And we seem to be trying to confuse people as to what they are rather than letting people figure out what they are. So you have people pulling them one direction, you have a bunch of other people pulling them another direction, and you have a bunch of other people pulling them another direction. I'm not saying that you just go, oh, you feel like you're this? You are this. But you have them actually explore, learn what they like, learn what they don't like. And there's no harm in that. But we keep on having so many people try to pull the, oh, you're this? Well, you can't like that then. Oh, you're this? You can't like that then. And normally it's intra-group stressors that do that. Like all of you have heard the phenomenon of black people accusing other black people of acting white, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I heard an article about that earlier on the corner.
Ah.
The coon amongst us.
Yeah, that was funny, actually. I mean, it was bad, but it was funny.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, demonetized. Sorry about that.
I'm not monetized to begin with, so it doesn't matter. It's infuriating, though, because it keeps on being all about things that don't matter. Your skin tone doesn't matter about who you are as a person. Your sexuality doesn't matter about who you are as a person. Your sexuality just matters about who you like to fuck and get fucked by. That's all your sexuality is. The idea that there should be a gay culture makes no fucking sense to me. Because the only thing that makes someone gay is, do they like the same bits that they have? If the answer is yes, and those are the only bits that they like, they're gay. A gay guy can enjoy playing football. A gay guy can enjoy playing video games. A gay guy can really enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race. It doesn't fucking matter. Finding out that someone's gay tells you nothing about their personality, or at least it shouldn't tell you anything about their personality, but we have a bunch of people trying to make it so that if you're gay, then you have to like these things. Then you have to be interested in this or that. And it's bullshit. And it's the same thing that you get from some really hardcore conservatives to the point where everyone else just goes, yeah, go over there, shut up. Mm-hmm. Where they try to say that men have to be interested in this or that, and women have to be interested in this or that. And that's not to say that there aren't trends. No one should deny that there's trends. There's people that do, where, yeah, most men do kind of like mechanical things more than they care about the intrapersonal shit. When it comes to toys, they go for trucks and cars and carts and that, like, rather than baby dolls. But if a dude really wants to get into intrapersonal and doesn't have a mechanical mind, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that they're suddenly trans. It doesn't mean that they're gay. It just means that, yeah, that isn't their interest. And there's nothing wrong with that deviation.
There was a stand-up. I'm trying to remember who it was, and I brought him up before. And for the life of me, I can't remember who it was, but let's see if I can find it. But he, went on stage talking about how much he likes football and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah, by my boyfriend. By the way, yes, I am gay.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you can kind of hear like kind of reaction in the audience where they're just like, wait, you're not, you don't have a limp hand and a lispy voice.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, that the reason why gay culture came to be a thing was gays weren't accepted in general society. So they started forming their own society. The loudest and most demanding put forward their will and made that gay society. So you ended up with the lispy, screaming queens as the rulers of gay society, effectively. Whereas actual gay people, they run the gamut. They can be interested in anything. They can enjoy whatever the fuck they enjoy. And it doesn't make them less gay or more gay. The only thing that makes them gay is the only bits that they're attracted to are the same bits that they currently have. So it's just infuriating that it keeps on happening. And really, that gay culture should end up either no longer being considered gay culture and it's just a subculture, or it should die off entirely because gays aren't rejected now, so there's no reason for them to have their own subculture. And when I say that culture should die off, I'm not saying the gays that make up that culture should die off. I'm saying that it should die off as a recognized gay subculture. Because just like the comedian that Johnny was talking about, not all gays are lispy.
Nope. They actually have a list of different gays.
Yeah.
They're also referred to as gay buddies. That's when I had more friends in the gay community. It's not that I wouldn't have more gay friends. It's just once I lost a job, I just didn't really want to leave my house. But I used to know some pretty good gay people. Like my favorite boss was gay. He was a drag queen. I do not doubt that if he saw the shit with the drag queen reading hour, that it wouldn't horrify him. Like, just knowing that the people that they hired didn't have proper background checks at all would have horrified him, just because they are kind of representing his community.
Yeah.
And the idea of having a pedophile anywhere near a child would horrify him.
My best friend, he and I joke that he's a functional puff. Because he's bisexual. He's a bisexual that has a more prominent attraction towards men. Also, he's kind of gone bitches are crazy. Men make more sense. So, I'll look at a woman, and I'll enjoy looking at the woman, but fuck that, is kind of his mentality. So he's had boyfriends a fair chunk, very few girlfriends, hence functional puff. He's functionally gay by choice. He isn't actually gay because he's actually bi, but in his actions, he's gay. And he's just a normal dude. He likes video games. He likes driving. He likes various types of alcohol and bullshitting with friends and cracking jokes. My best friend and I have a game that is effectively randomly will try to say something so fucked up the other one starts laughing and saying, "You can't say that!" And it includes such gems as talking about World War II, going really in-depth about battle strategy, and it being ended by, "And that's when we dropped the bomb on them, and that's why they're all yellow to this day." And just, what the... You can't say that! Fuck's sake, man! That type of shit. Fun as hell. Great guy. Hence why he's my best friend and has been since we were in 8th grade.
I feel like that was a cryptic level. That was absolutely a cryptic level.
Yeah. It's one of those jokes that you just do it in the middle of the conversation and keep talking like nothing happened. And the other person just starts spluttering and going, "Fuck's sake, man." And those are always the best jokes. And all of them are fucked up. Hence the, "You can't say that." And that's what makes them hilarious.
Yeah, I've suspected for a long time that a lot of the and I probably shouldn't. Don't cancel Sanguine's channel for my saying this, YouTube. But I suspect a lot of it is this confusion with personality and what it actually means to be gay, because I think the two have actually been really conflated. Like especially when they really start talking about gender and stuff like that. Because a lot of what they're talking about sounds more like personality types than necessarily like, you know, who you want to bone. And like that's absolutely going to confuse the shit out of people because people already have personality types. We've already discovered personality types for a long time.
And when it comes down to it, I'm always somewhat dubious when someone says that they found out that they were gay, because they always make it sound like this is this long process where suddenly just they realize that they're gay. And when it's a guy, I'm doubly confused because it's pretty fucking obvious when you're attracted to something.
Yeah.
I mean, you start running up the flag biologically without any sort of thought process behind it. If you're looking at something and you get hard, you enjoy it. There's no question about that. So I discovered that I was gay when I was in my 40s. How? How did it take until your 40s before you realized, you know, when I look at women, I'm as soft as coiled rope. But when I look at a dude, goddamn, I'm like the main mast of a sailing vessel. How does it take until your 40s to recognize that? I could understand someone finding out that they're bisexual, because there are bisexuals that they're interested in a large number of women and an occasional guy, or a large number of guys and an occasional woman. And those I can understand because they're going, yeah, I was interested in just women. And then I saw this one dude, and my God, I could bash down a door. That makes sense to me.
Breach.
Or the other way around, where I was attracted to a bunch of guys, and then I just saw this one fucking woman, and oh, good God, my pants became tighter. That shit makes sense. But I don't understand people that say that they discovered that they're straight or they discovered that they're gay. No, that should be pretty fucking obvious.
Like there's actually a Steve Burns stand-up, and I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been the Burn Identity. He's talking about how he had a gay experience, and it's because when he was in the shower, he bent down and fell back, and his butt hit the
tap.
The tap, and it's like, well, that's when I knew. I knew I was straight.
Yep.
It's like, it's not like I fell back. I was like, oh, hello.
That just reminded me of a conversation with my best friend. Like I said, again, the functional puff. And one of those, you can't say that moments, was he was talking about his relationships that he had at the time. And he said, and do you know what the worst part is? I'm a gay guy, but I don't even like anything going near my butt. And I immediately said, you're even the worst type of gay. What the fuck? And he just burst out laughing because it was this serious conversation that just once it hit that point, that release valve was triggered. And he was just laughing, going, what the fuck, man? But yeah, it's like I said, I can understand people that find out that they're bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand people that find out that they're gay or find out that they're straight.
Yeah.
Because the first time that you get horny, that should tell you that you've narrowed shit down.
The only exception to this rule, and it's a psychological thing, might be the Spartans, because they were like cut off from like the opposite sex for a really, really good portion of
prison gay is its own thing.
Yeah. So it was more like they had to be reintroduced to women. It was like, I don't know what the fuck you are, but you're wanting me to do that?
Yeah. Prison puffs are an entirely different thing than standard puffs.
But, you know, I wouldn't doubt that some people take that one and stretch it out too, because I find that's a lot of the problems too. Is like,
well, you kind of had to stretch it out first, otherwise you'd end up with some anal tearing,
right?
I'm pretty sure they had some Greek yogurt. Oof.
Oof.
No, come on, some extra virgin olive oil for the extra virgin.
Oh.
Hey, let's not egogi there. Oh shit! Oh, well, I was pleased.
All I'm saying is that there's several different thrusts that you had to learn as a Spartan. But yeah, it's one of those things that the fact that people keep on saying that they discovered their sexuality confuses the fuck out of me. Like I said, I can understand discovering that you're bi. Every other sexuality, how is this a surprise to you? And I can understand when someone is bi and they decide that, no, I'm just going to go for men or just going to go for women. Yep, makes sense. That shit happens depending on your experiences. If you've had really good experiences with men and really shitty experiences with women, you'll probably go, yeah, I'm going to go for men. If you've had really good experiences with women, really shitty experiences with men, you're probably going to go, you know what, I'm going to go with women.
You know, that excuse might have won back in the 90s. Not because it was necessarily an excuse, but so much as it was a shady excuse. Because, you know, back in the 90s was when I could say confirmedly at the age that it really seemed like gays were kind of being accepted a little bit. Like the 80s were kind of like a but the 90s it was more like you could see it kind of being more pushed as being more acceptable, or like, you know, let's be tolerant. But now, no, most of the time when people come out of the closet, most people are like, whatever, okay.
Yeah, and the problem is that all of these diversity and inclusion measures are making people more bigoted, because the proper point where everyone should want to be when it comes to someone coming out that they're gay, coming out that they're bi, coming out that they're this or that, should be, okay, and continue doing whatever the fuck you were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like I tell my friends, there are typically 3 reactions that most people have when someone comes out to them. One is, oh, well, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
2 being, oh my God, I had no idea. And 3 is, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 appropriate reactions. But you have so many people now that want the reaction to coming out being, oh my God, you're so brave. Can I get you anything? Life must have been really hard. How hard was it being in the closet? I'm so sorry that you had to feel like you were in the closet. Oh my God, let me just tear my shirt and flagellate myself and worship before. No, that isn't how anything should be done.
Mm-hmm.
It should again be a, okay, or like you said, I wouldn't have guessed that. those are the responses that it should receive, and that should be the target. And we were at that target. But the problem is you have so many people that want accolades. They want ass pats for liking to fuck someone of specific genital description, that people are becoming less okay with gays. Because when
Scott
your
Kennedy.
when your
That's what his
reaction...
name.
Oh, okay, that's the one with the... So I was with my boyfriend. Yes, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the whole thing is that when you have a gay person come out and you go, oh, okay, and they start going, well, this was a big deal for me. Okay. No, you need to understand how hard this was for me. Okay. And they just keep on pushing. It makes you start to go, man, this fucking queen. Rather than staying where you were of, yeah, doesn't matter. You're who I thought you were before. Why would this really matter to me? I'm not planning on fucking you. That should be the response.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing when it came to the relations between different races and different gender identities or whatever the fuck. The proper response should be a, okay. But you have so many people that want pats on the back for being black in 2022. And yeah, you don't get a pat on the back for being black in 2022. You don't get a pat on the back for being white in 2022. You don't get a pat on the back for being any hue in 2022. With the exception of you get a pat on the back and a couple abdominal thrusts if you end up being blue or purple. Because that means that you're actively choking. So Heimlich maneuver is a responsible approach to that. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. And trying to remember the Crusades. Adam, do you remember, was the Third Crusade the Children's Crusade?
Wasn't the Third Crusade the one where the Holy Roman Empire emperor died crossing a river?
Was that the...
I think that was the third one.
I always mix up my Crusade numbers.
It's like the first one they took Jerusalem, Acre.
Was it the Second Crusade was the Children's Crusade then?
No, because I think the Second Crusade was to recapture Acre. I have to look it up. It's been a while.
I need to look up what number, because they each are given a number and they aren't very fucking descriptive.
Well, you know, because there was a point after the First Crusade, they started, you know, just doling them out. I mean, there was the point when they allowed the Roman Empire to start fighting off the Poles and say that was a crusade. Was it the Poles?
Yeah, they just started slapping it
Teutonic.
on anyone.
Yeah. If you weren't savvy with the Roman Catholic Church, they put a crusade on you.
And if there was a crusade on someone else and they marched through your lands, sucks to suck.
Yep. Hey, the Pope said it was cool, so.
Yeah, when you have a clearing of all your sins, as long as you're going on crusade, you might as well rack up a couple more.
On crusade. On crusade.
So
Wait.
let's see, the Second Crusade was also a proper crusade. That was the Louis VII and Conrad III.
Wasn't that something
spearheaded.
like retaking Damascus or something?
That one was. Come on, give me
Was it
its
was
objective.
the Third Crusade with Lion? No, because the one where
First Crusade was the Lionheart.
wait, what? The third?
First Crusade, you should have been Lionheart.
No, first Lionheart was not in the First Crusade.
Or am
The
I
first
thinking
the
wrong here? First Crusade, was that the 900s one?
The First Crusades was, I believe, 900s. It was
Okay,
the Crusades of the
so
Princes.
yeah,
The French
it would have been the Third or Fourth Crusade, and it probably would have been the Third Crusade because the Second Crusade, if the First Crusade was the 900s one, then the Second Crusade was the like 1140s.
and that's when Saladin recaptured Jerusalem.
And then it should have been the 1187 was the Third Crusade then?
And yeah, that should be the one where it was Richard the Lionheart, if you
Yeah.
want to go by legendary status. And again, there is that uh, Holy Roman Emperor that was crossing a river, and he was the only one who died, or well, not the only one, but he was one of the few who died, and the rest of his army retreated afterwards. But it was.
Yeah.
They didn't recapture it. It wasn't that.
It was Barbarossa who was leading what would have been the largest crusading force at the time.
Yeah.
And he decided, I'll ford this river in my full armor. And he fell off his horse and found out why you should avoid fording a storm-bound river in full armor.
Not in
when
full
you
regalia.
don't have to. Yeah.
But, he's pompous. That's what happens.
The only time that you should ever cross a river in full regalia as a ford attempt is if the moment that you make landfall on the other side, you're going to have to start fighting.
Can I say my favorite battle story of the First Crusade? I believe they were marching on to Damascus when the forward, I don't want to say it was the vanguard, but it was the forward army. They were going off, and then all of a sudden they got cut off, and they got surrounded by the enemy, and they had to hold guard, and they formed a circle around themselves, and it wasn't eventually until another force came in. I can't remember the name, but it was three of the leaders of the First Crusade had to eventually fight on foot to be able to fend off. Damn. See, now I gotta. I don't usually. Okay, look, this is my shtick, right? Stuff bubbles up in my head as I'm hanging out with the Eagles. To quote Hey Camel. And it doesn't really fall upon me to look on Google or a search engine to look it up. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'd much rather just, you know what? I could have sworn I thought about that. Yeah. I'll just pass it by and be like, yeah.
And I just double checked, and the First Crusade was the 900s, early thousands.
Pope Benedict.
And that was, was it Benedict, or was that one of the Urbans? I want to say it was one of the Urbans.
Was it Urban?
And yeah, it looks like it was one of the Urbans. At least one of the Urbans at the end. I think it was Urban the Second by the end, because he had to talk down the German Emperor, Henry IV. Because Henry IV was being a bit of an obstreperous asshole.
You mean he wanted a lot of Byzantine lands? And
Like I said, being a bit of an obstreperous asshole.
yeah.
And
I
then
mean, we're helping the religious folk, but at the same time, come on, let's enrich our coffers.
yep. And yeah, it was then the Second Crusade, which the Second Crusade started in. I'm just double checking the years to make sure that I was thinking right for Richard the Lionheart. But I think Richard the Lionheart was Third Crusade now that I've put the First Crusade in the right time frame.
And that's why I said why I'm puzzled as to where you would place, because they did have the Teutonic Crusades were considered crusades, but were they part of the Holy Crusades in terms of trying to recapture the Holy Lands as opposed to quote unquote cleansing the pagans type of thing, you know, like that's that weirdo shit. But no, yeah, Crusades, wonderful stuff, right? Deus Vult.
Okay, and the Children's Crusade was not recognized as an official crusade, so it would have, in the unofficial nomenclature, if you count the unofficial crusades, it would have been the Sixth Crusade. And the Teutonic Crusade, again an unofficial crusade, would have been the Seventh Crusade. But they don't actually count those. They're crusades that weren't official crusades, so they get skipped over. And after those two, you have the Fifth Crusade. So I guess they're the 4 point. Let's see, there's 4 of them, and no, there's 3 of them. So the 4.5 for the Children's Crusade and the 4.75 for the Teutonic Crusade. Because they have to fit in between 4 and 5. They were all fucking messes, though. And I just saw... Oh, and Mr. Yes, while I was looking up the dates, had slapped the dates in chat for me. So I was looking up them in a different window, so didn't notice that you slapped up the dates. So yeah, the First Crusade was... Damn, really? The First Crusade started in 1095? I thought it was earlier than 1095.
Nope.
Was it just the mustering effectively started earlier, and then the actual crusade started in 1095?
Yeah, they didn't start marching until like 96, 97.
Okay. Because I know there was shit going on before that was all papal bullshit.
And you gotta remember, it took a while for medieval armies to muster.
Oh, yeah.
Mustard? No, let's not be silly.
Because they had to get enough arms and armor.
Come on, Jen, you know, you chuckled a little bit.
No.
They had to get enough
damn
arms
it.
and armor. They had to find all the wagons that they would need for their wagon trains.
Son of a bitch.
They would need
You know
all
what?
that shit.
Look, we're gonna have to muster an 8th crusade. I gotta make Jen laugh before the end of the show.
You mean
All right.
the 9th Crusade, or Technically, since there was the unofficial 9th, the 10th Crusade.
Can I call it the new Crusade? Crusade? Wow, my voice cracking. That's a good sign. Don't worry, I'm gonna fight you off.
And that's
See,
like
I
that.
heard-
Adam finally hit puberty.
Yeah, there you go. My
I
balls
heard
cracked.
rather than your voice was cracking, your voice cracking. So I got the image of a weird squid leviathan hybrid as a voice box.
A squid leviathan. What?
A squid kraken. Or a voice kraken. So it would be a like octopus / squid leviathan motherfucker. Because the kraken was a giant tentacled monstrosity.
And so, what am I like a fingernail clipping offshoot of this guy?
No, that's your. If it's your voice kraken, then it would be your voice box would actually be this tiny kraken. So it's just speaking out of your mouth like it's a megaphone.
Oh, jeez. Hey, real quick, just a little clap back to those who are interested. What I was talking about earlier, one of my favorite battles. It's weird to say favorite battles, but one of my favorite battles of the First Crusade was the Battle of Dory Layum. Dory Layum.
Mm-hmm.
The vanguard goes forth, gets surrounded, and they hold off the attack all through the night, even with women and children hanging out there. A good YouTube video to watch on this, because I watch a lot of these historical type.
Are you going to recommend one of Gods and Generals?
Gods in general, or kings and generals.
Kings and Generals, yes, sorry. Kings and Generals.
Fucking
amazing channel.
Yes. Kings and Generals, Invictus, and what I'm recommending for this one is Baz Battles. Battles, the First Crusades. Look it up. They give you a really good insight into what was going on. And then again, always with all of this stuff, that whenever somebody recommends like a video, I would always suggest take that information and then like how would you say, like, anthill it or root it, like take it and then start seeding it out and looking at all the information and try and find more information and learn from it. That's the best way to learn from this stuff. That's the best way to gain a better insight of what the fuck you're looking at.
Those channels are good starts, not the end all deal.
Yes, not the end all deal. It's good starts, and that's the best way to start it.
Gods and Generals, or I keep wanting to say Gods and Generals, which is a fantastic movie.
It's a good movie.
Seen Gods and Generals, but Kings and Generals is fantastic with how deeply they dive into the wars and battles that they talk about.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jelly. Look, guys, if you need an artist, hi, give me a call.
Mm-hmm. Though I swear they have to use, for some of the animations, especially when they're doing the Roman Civil War, it looks like they're using one of the Total War games.
No, they use some of them use a Total War, at least a mod of them.
Yeah.
I think because some of them use mods for like Charlemagne.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they get like the Battle of Hastings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great stuff. Oh shit.
And another channel that I definitely recommend for inspirational bullshit is Red. Let me quickly double check the name of it. I think it's Red Frost Motivation or something like that. Yeah, Red Frost Motivation. It's a YouTube channel that all it does is it has a bunch of different narrators for old poems, speeches, and texts, effectively. So they'll look at records from Spartans, what documentation that we have of Spartans, and the advice that was given to Spartan youth.
Oh shit! Hold on, dude. Who's it? There's a. Yeah. No, that's not it.
And they have
Oh, shit.
a bunch of different ones, so it's throughout the ages, and they just pick different time frames. So here, let me grab one of the videos as a link, and I will slap that shit in comments. The one that I'm linking is True Manliness by James F. Clarke. And that's part of, they do a number of different series from ancient advice to the legends of history, the greatest speeches ever written, and life-changing quotes, bits on stoicism, poetry, all kinds of really good shit to listen to. And it is all things that they found really interesting from the past. Great speeches, great poems, great clips from, or not real clips, but great segments that were ascribed to this writer or that writer. And it's them reading them off for a modern audience to hear. And like I said, they chose their voices really fucking well. Because all of them have that right amount of basso in their voice. So they sound impressive as they're being read.
You know, and see, the thing is, a lot of these things, this is when I'm at work. I don't see, and that's the only thing is because I was talking to Quiz about this. If you have the opportunity, I mean, a lot of these things are really good to just have on while you're working.
Yep.
You know, and just to have it on your background instead of just listening to music, just listen to this stuff, and it a lot of it sticks. You'd be surprised how much of it sticks. Your brain wants to have this information. A lot of it. And speaking of, in terms of the viewpoints of the past, I would recommend a YouTube channel called Voices of the Past. They get voice actors to read letters that they get from the past, obviously, and they have them read them, and it's wonderful to get a nice insight of what's going on. I mean, if you're watching it, it is a nice thing to watch because you get good imagery, but you don't have to. You could just sit there and pop it on while you're working, while you're doing some work outside of whatever, and it's a great way to gain a little extra knowledge on the side, I guess.
And especially the Red Frost motivations that I linked to. That channel is pretty much designed for you to listen to as you're doing other shit. So it's very minimal visuals. They do have some visuals if you're actually watching, but yeah, it is things that you pop on while you're working or while you're driving into work or doing something like that where you can just listen to something but you can't watch it. Those are perfect because you won't miss anything by just listening to it.
No, not at all.
And
it's good to listen to,
Yep. So it is running a bit late now, and it sounds like we are somewhat winding down. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah. I'm kind of physically used to super duper early morning shifts now.
So, shall we go around the horn and give our parting words? And by the time that we finish those, we will be over the 2-hour mark.
Let it ride.
Who wants to go first? Jen, do you want to go first, or did I just hear Johnny volunteer?
Yeah, I'll take it because I found out that Sidney Poitier passed away yesterday.
Oh,
That's that. Fantastic actor.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I'll start with mine, which was the worst part of customer service is the customer.
Nice.
And go with the quote of his, I never saw an occasion to question color, therefore I only saw myself as what I was, a human being.
Good. That is a great line. That just reminds me of what was it? Morgan Freeman, when he was being interviewed by 60 Minutes, I want to say.
Yeah.
And the one reporter was asking him, because he's been fairly harsh on Black History Month, and he asked, well, why don't you want a Black History Month? Because it should just be American history. But don't you think that it's important to recognize black people? Well, you're white, right? And well, I'm actually Jewish. Okay, you're Jewish. Do you want a Jewish History Month? Well, I don't think that would be necessary. Neither do I. So how about we just make it all American history and we enjoy it? So,
Seems good to me.
Jen, you want to go next?
Well, I'm going to say here to part of what Johnny said, because even though I don't directly deal with customers, I still clean up after them every day. And yeah, they're still trash. But thank you for having me on again, Sanguine. I
Always
appreciate always joining you. And thanks everybody for joining the stream. I'm really grateful to Keith for helping to share the stream too, just because shenanigans with YouTube and channels and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
We got
hopefully
straight.
once the channel's back up, this will be slapped back on there. So when everything comes to pass, you should be able to find the archive of this on the appropriate channel.
Otherwise, this is going to be a lost episode that you can only find on VHS
Or Betamax.
or Betamax.
No. Video disc.
Oh, shit.
It can only be found on video disc, not laser disc, video disc. Have any of you seen a video disc player?
Yep.
Okay.
Long time ago.
You're thinking the right one, where it's kept in the plastic sheath, right?
Yeah. Looks like a
Okay.
big diskette.
It kind of looks like
That you never actually get to see the disc of.
previous Netflix rental containers.
It was this big, 14 or 16 inch by 14 or 16 inch square of plastic that had an open end and this kind of crimpled edge that would be snagged onto by the video disc machine. So you'd stick it in, and then you'd pull out the plastic sheath, and the disc would stay in the machine. You would never see the disc. It would play half or quarter of your movie, however long the movie was, depending on how many video discs you needed in order to play it. Then you'd have to get up after it stopped playing, stick the sheath back in, pull it back out, then pull the disc out. You'd flip it over, you'd stick the sheath back in, pull it out, you'd watch the second half of that disc. And then if it was multiple discs, you'd have to swap out from there. It
It's
was
like audiobooks from the state library.
Yeah. And it was a mechanical storage device. So it was actually, the information was stored as it was mechanical and electric. So it was stored as grooves on a conductive record, effectively. Was how it ended up being stored. It was the weirdest thing. It was a competitor to 8-track, no, Betamax and VHS. And it lost hard. But yeah, that's what a video disc machine is. Now, Adam, do you want to go?
Well, closing, right?
Yep.
Okay, closing. So, in closing, I would like to say thanks again for inviting me on. As always, it's always a pleasure joining you. And I'd like to thank everybody who was on the panel tonight. And for all of you who joined us and watched either today or tomorrow, whenever you join, I want to say I love you all and God bless. Take care.
Sounds good. And I'll sign off with my standard of, if you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Gonna say good night, Adam?
Oh, night, Adam.
There we go. Now just wait for the system.